Here today with Jeremy Dale, lead animator and wrench wielding guy.
Spanner.
Excuse me.
Spanner.
Spanner wielding guy.
Once we've determined what the signature weapon for a given class will be, trying to make that unique and looking like so you can spot them from a distance. What we end up doing is sometimes we'll try and go through and either, this is the one department that doesn't really get concept art. So what we end up trying to do is figure out what we want him to look like. What kind of, is he going to be finessey? Is he going to be very powerful? And in the case of the Zealot, I did some quick sketches to indicate like how I wanted him to be a little more hunched, a little more feral, because I want him in the concept he's standing there with a skull and a dagger, and so we're trying to go for the buzzard-like crazy insano dude. So at that point, the best way to actually figure out what you're going to do is to kind of do it. So props are very important, picking up things, feeling their weight, feeling their heft, moving around with them. And if you could basically, ideally, if I'm having even more trouble with it, get some help and try and work through some of the motions.
Help, you say?
Yes.
Huh.
So once we've gathered enough reference footage and we kind of know where we're heading for the thing, it's time to basically start bringing stuff onto the computer. We'll take the models that we've gotten from the character artists, we'll have them set up with all the hundreds of bones that they need, and then basically begin roughing out the motions. So blocking in what we've got, and then looking at those, throwing them into the game, making sure that everything's working together properly, and then basically going back and refining that as we go along. So once we've got the guy in the computer here, this is a very kind of pared down version of just all the beard things represent what we could end up having. So we need to make sure that those things are animated properly so that once you do end up getting something, the Zealot's going to be crazy mountain man looking, so we need to make sure that we've got the beard and the ponytail covered when we animate. But essentially what I can do is I can just come in here and grab a body part and rotate it around, go up and down the hierarchy and continue doing the same thing. So we come in and do that, and then try and hit the base poses that we want to get. So maybe he's a little sad, maybe he's a little crazy, but posed him into this motion, and then he's got his skull, he's got his dagger, he's just chilling out. And then he can come in here, he can be a little angry. So this is getting more into the kind of, like I was saying, feral pose. This again is something that we don't want if in the game you have a bandit that gets given a dagger, he's not going to assume this pose. This is only the Zealot. So for him, he's got a couple swings. Doing some stuff to where trying to flip the knife around, doing some interesting things with the weapons as he attacks.
So once you've actually gone and you've generated all the actual animation assets themselves, how do you actually get them into the game?
Basically, we've just used kind of off-the-shelf products to structure the data, to organize it. And we've got a pretty organized system. It's actually not all that difficult to get the things into the game. So the way that I've set up the things is that essentially here we've got like the Empire mail set. So, and here we have the Zealot, all ready to go, pulling the pie out of the oven, running around with his dagger. Don't mind that big guy who's running around in the background. So here you see the set for the Zealot, essentially. This is currently the Empire Dagger set. I'll rename that later once we got it fixed, and I can cut that, whatever. So here we've got basically 100 motions just using the dagger and skull. We put these in here, and then basically carry those across to the other sheets that are necessary, so that we know what race you are, what weapons you're holding, what current state you're in, and then we export these and put them in the game.
So here's the final result of what we just saw Jeremy walking through. This is an actual Zealot. And that's all you get to see for now. So if none of the stuff that just came out of Jeremy's mouth makes any sense at all, don't worry. It almost never makes sense to us either, which is why we actually post these all around his office. He speaks a language unique to himself, Jeremese. Part of it is technobabble, part of it is strange references to movies that only Jeremy has seen. A lot of the time it's just the fact that he only speaks in pronouns most of the time. So if you're feeling confused, don't worry. You're just like the rest of us.